This video has been such a struggle, and I have not been able to just sit in front of the camera and talk, partly because I don't have a script. I kind of just wanted to say something I've been thinking about recently. And I'm going to use this photo of that I took at a temple that's been built on top of a mountain in Sri Lanka in a town called Ella, and it's it's so beautiful. I might insert a clip or two from the actual temple. I'll see. But I wanted to talk about being raised as a Buddhist in my childhood and the things that I were taught growing up about the religion. And if you have kids or you've been around kids, you know that they absorb everything like a sponge, and they can usually just repeat things you say to them straight back at you, and they'll just remember things so well. And I realized, like, a lot of what I learned from Buddhism, or a big takeaway that I've had, is that living is suffering. And that's something that it seemed like it was just repeated to me over and over, and it was just something that was drilled into my head. And even as like a 10-year-old, I rejected that idea. I was like, this can't be right. Like, living can't be suffering. That doesn't make sense. And it's not something that I want to believe for the rest of my life. And I rejected the religion basically, and I've come back to it at some points in my life. But I wouldn't say I'm a religious person now. But I think that to live is to suffer has just been, it's seeped into my subconscious mind, and it's just been there probably since my childhood. And I really want to get rid of that idea, like, forever. I just don't even, I hate that. Like, I understand what they say, like, to be attached to things. That attachment is kind of the suffering. But I don't think I even believe that to be attached to something is suffering. Like, sometimes it can be beautiful, and it's like what love is. Like, it's, you can be attached, but it doesn't have to mean suffering. And I want to just move on from that idea, and I'm trying to figure out how to look at life so that it's not in this way of like everything's so negative. And I happened to come across this video today by an astrologer called Parisa Yazdi, and the video is called Saturn Opposed Venus 2026, The Art of Living While Building a Life. And it's such an interesting video because she talks about how Saturn has been in Aries for the last 15 months. And Saturn in Aries is suffering, basically. And Aries is a planet of efficiency, output, independence, like everything to do with the self and just being self-centered, I guess. I don't know what the word is. But self-focused. And I feel like that just perfectly describes my life over the last 15 months. Like, I looked it up. So Aries first went into Saturn around May of 2025, the end of May. And I'm like, that's exactly the time that things took a really dark turn for me in my life. And yeah, I think I need to pay more attention to the planets. I'm not massively into astrology, but sometimes like a lot of things make sense. So the lady priest, I was talking about how today Venus is going into Libra, and that's going to be opposite or opposing Saturn in Aries. And Venus is all about, it's kind of like the opposite of suffering. It's about like pleasure, joy, and letting people in, and all like the pleasureful things in life. And she was talking about how she said this at the very end of the video, and I thought it was so powerful. She said you can't hate life and at the same time do well in life. And I think that sums up so much of my life when I've gone through like difficult times. Like, I'd be hating my life, and like, of course, things started going downhill. Like, nothing good ever happened during those times. And I was thinking back to the last year or so, and I realized I didn't do so much of the things that really bring me pleasure. Like, during my break, I've been meaning to go to tennis because I found it so much fun. Like, I love like the competitiveness, and yeah, I just really love playing. And over the last, I did not go at all. I stopped going to coaching because it was all too much with like going back into the office sometimes, and I felt like it was taking energy to keep going. But I think I didn't realize how much it was actually giving me. Um, like the stress relief, just being like around people and just in that energy of like you're trying to win. And another thing that I realized I didn't do is the whole last summer I didn't go to the beach one time. And I'm like, what a waste of the summer. But also, like, I love being in the water, especially in the ocean. And I'm like, no wonder I became depressed. Like, I didn't even go to the beach when, like, on the weekends. And it's like these little things that well, not little things, but things that I valued so much that I didn't um, make time for. And another thing I realized is, I was having so much anxiety with recording this video, so I decided to go distract myself with some baking, and I got this muffin mix out that I've had for a while, and I didn't get around to making. And I remember that I used to collect all these recipes on Pinterest. Like, you'd see those little clips of people making cool, um, like making food or like baking desserts and things. And I love baking. I hate cooking, but I love baking so much. So I always thought if I had time one day, I want to make all these recipes. And now I have time, and I just remembered I had all those recipes saved up. So that's something I want to bring back into my life. So yeah, I don't know if I really had a point with this video, except to say, like, um it's it's great to work hard and have goals and always be like going, but if you're not enjoying life, it just it's what's the point? What's the point of doing anything? What's the point of working hard? And even when you're working, like, be present and enjoy the work. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing, that's another thing for me. I do not want to do things anymore that I don't enjoy. And yeah, I just want to bring that joy back into my life. I feel like it's just been missing, and I've just been restraining myself from just enjoying things and being happy and finding joy and doing fun things and things that are valuable to me. Um, but yeah, I will link the astrologer Parisa Yazdi's video in the link in the description. But yeah, I hope some of that made sense, and thanks for watching.